I'm so sick of Donald Trump, man. God, I'm sick of him. Part of me, the selfish part, wishes I'd never met Donald Trump, wishes that I'd never met Roger Stone. Because unlike previous things I'd done that were game-changing, those were just time-space continuum reflections of the third big change I was going to be involved in. And that was bringing Donald John Trump into Austin. So I'm going to say that again. I said Austin into office. Because this is, you guys are actually really good questions. This is going to be a really good thing, but I'm going to say it again in a minute. Let's drink some of this Armani. I'll try to say it. Because it's the truth, and I'm just going to say it, that I wish I never would have met Trump. I wish it never would have happened. And it's not that the attacks that I've been through. It's, I'm so sick of Donald Trump, man. God, I'm sick of him. And I'm not doing this because it's like I'm kissing his, you know, it's just like I'm sick of it.
I mean, we've always suspected that Alex Jones was just kind of running a grift, that he wasn't a true believer. I mean, Donald Trump was also running a grift. He didn't believe any of that stuff. Like that speech that Trump just gave at CPAC where he was like talking about transgender things, like you can just tell that it was like the first time he'd ever said those words. Like he doesn't care about that stuff. He doesn't care.
Oh, it's Trump's party, and that poll actually does not shock me. Who can still bring out the rallies? Who does the base still love? Who is still fighting the machine, even though he's not on social media and he's just got these silly press releases and everything else? It's still Trump. What I would prefer to happen is that Trump acts as the advocate, keep doing the rallies, keep fighting the media, keep doing all the dirty work, be the bodyguard, so that, say, a DeSantis, Tim Scott ticket maybe could get through. Let DeSantis, who I think is 43 years old, he's done an incredible job in Florida. He's willing to fight, but let Trump do the dirty work. Let him take the hits from the media. Let him draw the people to the rallies and go be the statesman, DeSantis. I know Florida wouldn't be happy to potentially lose him.
That doesn't sound like Trump. That doesn't sound like Trump. No, it doesn't sound.
I know, so hey, Don, if you watch Megyn Kelly's show, and I have no doubt that you do, my personal message to you is think about putting your ego in check for the first time in your life.
Oh my God, check your ego, Donald Trump. Check it. So I mean, hey, these are directed, pointed words, and I think maybe that's when the conversation decided to shift, because maybe that's how he really feels. Because no one tells Donald Trump to check his ego, first of all, but also, we may try to think of some of the motivations behind this. We know a lot of Republicans, a lot of conservatives are tired of the way Donald Trump goes about things. Didn't like how he went about it as president. And he mentioned some of that too as well. But also, a couple days ago, Trump also sent out that directive to his people to not vote in 22 or 24 unless we get this thing figured out. Which again is discouraging Republicans from voting. More Republicans are probably disappointed in that.
At the heart of the outraged media coverage of January 6th is Donald Trump's insistence, and sometimes you get several statements a day from him, that he did not lose the election. Now, you have some thoughts about that.
Yeah, I do. I think that in life, you have to learn to lose. Hillary Clinton has to learn that. You know, Al Gore pretty much did learn that. Stacey Abrams didn't learn that. And if you did, in fact, get screwed out of this election, put together an A-team list of lawyers, not the ones we witnessed, and show us the districts and show us how. I have not seen any of that. And people were very receptive. You would have been very receptive if they showed proof of this. Now, it defies logic to think the president could win by 7 million votes, who never left his basement, who couldn't put together a clear speech, who never engaged in a challenging interview, who really struggled through every debate, could actually win this election. But in the end, I think you got to channel back to Andrew Jackson, the guy the president also was compared to quite often, an outsider that defied logic, didn't want to be an insider to Washington, hired his family. When he lost a controversial election, despite winning the popular vote, and it went to the House, a backroom deal was cut with Henry Clay and John Quincy Adams. And guess what? He becomes Secretary of State, does Clay. Adams gets the presidency, and he lost by millions of votes to Andrew Jackson. Jackson shows up at the inaugural and goes and wins the next two elections and becomes more powerful after being president than being president.
Okay.
In life, we have to learn to lose, Democrats and Republicans.
I love that he's using this like Toastmasters sandwich method of like, breaking the news to Trump, but doing so in a way that also like harshly criticizes Democrats so his feelings aren't too hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, so Stacey Abrams, we hate her, right? And Hillary Clinton didn't accept the result, even though she did accept the results of the 2016 presidential election. So he gives all these examples of Democrats, which of course are nowhere near the level of Trump in terms of being delusional about the reality of our elections. And in the middle of that, gobbledygook explanation tries to push back against the notion that Trump had the election stolen from him in 2020.